Hi, everybody. My name is Heather Vickery, and you have joined me for Live with Heather Vickery. This is my weekly live show where I come on and just share with you different ways that you can step out of fear and into bravery, learn to lead from embodied joy, stand up for yourself, with yourself, take up space, be the conscious, heart centered leader that you are destined to be so that you can go out and make a difference in the world. I know that it is hard right now. I know that the world feels like it's on fire, that there's a lot of chaos, and I also know that you still have to take care of yourself. That if you want to not just survive but thrive amongst the chaos, taking care of yourself is key. You still have to run your business. You still have to take care of your family. You have to drink enough water. Cheers to drinking enough water. You have to lead from embodied joy. You have to choose joy. You have to be gratitude. You have to be grateful. You have to have experiences. You have to open yourself up to all sorts of new and wonderful things. I'm going to check my microphone here for LinkedIn. Yep, it's working. Okay, good. Wasn't sure. Forgive me for that. Sometimes you got to check that microphone. And so this week, I wanted to chat with you about right timing. And particularly right now, I think that's really a fascinating topic because it is such a chaotic world. It is so messy right now. There are so many things that are happening that are gross or that make us feel not good. And yet we still have to take action. And we have to do that in a way that feels good to us and aligns with us, but that also connects us with one another, connects us with community. It's a beautiful thing when we can go, yes, this is happening and I don't like this and this is gross. And also these things are true. I can choose joy. I can be happy. I can have things to be hopeful for. I can laugh. I can run my business, right? It gets really tricky, especially if you're an entrepreneur. How do we talk about what we're doing? How do we sell? Like I'm in the process of filling out our Costa Rica retreat in January of 2026. And I could just not sell because I get it. Like everybody's losing money in the markets. It's all very tenuous. We don't know what's going to happen with the tariffs. But I also know that we have to keep living our lives and we have to hope for the best and hope for future. And maybe you get travel insurance, right? But you still have to plan and you have to choose yourself and you have to make time for yourself. And no one's going to do that for you. You have to do that for yourself. The right time that you're waiting for, it doesn't exist. It's not there. So sometimes we think, oh, when things settle down, I'll take action. Oh, when it feels better, or when this happens or that happens. You know, as the famous John Lennon said, life is what happens while you're making other plans. You can plan all you want, but there's going to be more shit, different shit. So instead of that, I invite you to say, what is possible if I went ahead and did it now? If I said yes now, if I started now, before I know everything, before I have all the information, because you can always edit. You can always go back and change your mind. And this comes specifically from the Brave method, which is my own trademarked coaching method. It's problem solving, dreaming, designing, building, and actually having a life that you love. Brave is an acronym. It stands for B is boundaries. Right? Boundaries are limits that define acceptable behavior, and you get to decide what's acceptable to you. R is what I call the 3 R's: reassessment, reframing, and resilience. And this is really the key component when you're talking about starting now, even if you don't feel ready, doing things now, even if all of the dots don't seem connected or all the stars don't seem aligned, because you can always reassess, reframe, and get up and do it again differently. In fact, that's the core of resilience. Resilience isn't skill. It isn't perfect timing. It isn't having all the answers. It's gathering knowledge, gathering information from past experiences, and then showing up again and doing it differently over and over until you get a desired result. Resiliency is the number one key indicator into whether or not a person will be successful. That is, I didn't make that up. Scientist Angela Duckworth tells us that, and she is the foremost scientist on grit and resilience. If you're not familiar with her work, I highly encourage you to check out her book, Grit, or her TED Talk. She's amazing. I learned about her through my positive psychology certification program. So absolutely game changing. So we've got the BRAVE method, BRA, and then V, vulnerability and authenticity. And that is sort of, to quote Brene Brown, soft front, strong back, right? You want to be vulnerable, but you can't be vulnerable without boundaries. You want to be authentic, but you don't want to put yourself into a space of danger. So remember that there are no safe spaces. There are just safe people. People make the spaces safe. I promise you that if you are ever in space with me, whether that's at one of my retreats, in my Spark community, private coaching, my weekly Ask Me Anything lives, which you can join, ask me anything you want about anything that I know about, or just be a buddy. Like, that's fine too. I host the Chicago Empower Breakfast the second Friday of every month. We have one coming up tomorrow. You will be in community with safe people because I only work with safe people. I only choose to be around safe people. And when I say safe people, I mean safe for everyone, regardless of your lived experience, regardless of your race, your religion, your sexual orientation, your gender identity. We honor and love everyone. We believe in everyone's right to exist. We believe, not just believe, we know that everyone has a right to exist. And I know that you have a right to exist as somebody who is joyful, as somebody who takes up space, who empowers themselves, who says yes to themselves, who takes the time to sit quietly with themselves and reflect so that you can get the information you need to make informed decisions. Who says yes to trying things, to exploring things, to putting yourself out there, expanding yourself. It's not going to work when the timing is right. The timing is never going to be right. What if you made this the right time? What if you asked for what you wanted right now? What if you sent that email, made that phone call, put that pitch together, whatever it is, start the podcast, write the book. I don't know. I don't know what you're waiting on. Said yes to yourself, planned a vacation, said yes to the Costa Rica retreat. I'm not sure what it's going to look like for you. You have to decide for yourself. See, success and bravery and joy and gratitude and happiness, those are all self-defined things. You define those things for yourself, because if you're holding yourself to somebody else's metrics, you're never, ever going to pass bar. You're never going to reach success because it's not about them. It's about you. And I don't want you to wait for the right time when the right time doesn't exist. That is a self-sabotage bullshit approach to everything, right? Say yes right now. What does that look like? You can always recalibrate later. You can get more information. Knowledge is power. Information is knowledge. Knowledge is power. Once you have knowledge, then you kind of only have two choices. You either do something about it and change it, or you willfully ignore it and you know you're ignoring it and you allow yourself to feel like shit about it. Right? Those are your only options. So today I'm inviting you to think about taking radical responsibility for yourself, right? What does it mean to stop waiting for the right moment and instead creating the life that you want right now, the business that you want right now? The power of asking yourself, what can I do differently today than I've done in the past so that I can get a different response? What are the possibilities if I did X, Y, and Z? See, the thing is, nothing's happening when you're doing nothing. Nothing's happening. You can't get any positivity. You can't get any success. You can't get any motion or movement. You're just staying stuck and staying small. All movement is great movement, and progress is never linear. It's never linear. So what can I do today to take one small step towards these things that I desire? What can I do today? And then you practice the BRAVE method. Then you practice the 3 R's, reassessment, reframing, resilience, and say, okay, now I want to go back and I want to look at, did it work the way I wanted? How did I feel when I did it? What was the response that I got from it? Do I want to do it again? Do I want to do it again differently? Do I want more of it or less of it, right? You have to really be with yourself. Take the time for yourself to investigate. And then you shift it and you show it up again differently. Sometimes it's just a series of try it, fuck it up, try it again, fuck it up again, try it again, fuck it up again, right? But differently, you fuck it up differently every time. And eventually you will get somewhere you want to go. It is always forward motion, even though it doesn't always feel like forward motion. So much of all of this work that I do the time that I spend with people. So I am certified in human design, positive psychology, subconscious reprogramming. So I help you get to know yourself really well, love yourself exactly as you are, and then practice self-compassion, right? Because your body doesn't know the difference in compassion that you give yourself versus compassion that other people give you. Self-compassion literally changes you on a neurological level. And then we use subconscious reprogramming to shift whatever bullshit narratives or stories society has put on you that you've patterned into believing is true, so that you can show up, so that you can lead from embodied joy, so that you can pick yourself, so that you can pick the things, the people, the places that you want, so that you can stand in your power. But in order to do any of that, you have to take radical responsibility for yourself. And folks, we do not always want to do that. And we are surrounded by leaders, they suck, who don't take any responsibility for themselves, who put all the blame on everyone else. But a really good, thoughtful, heart-centered, conscious leader is always going to take radical responsibility for themselves and for the role they play. All of these other things might be happening. All of these things can be true. Negative things can be true. Other people can be behaving in certain ways that can impact you. Doesn't matter what any of those things are. Radical responsibility means looking at the situation and saying, okay, given this information, who do I want to be in this moment? How do I want to be in this moment? What am I going to choose? What is the action I'm going to take? What can I shift? Right? Then all of a sudden you're in the driver's seat of your life. You are the main character in your life instead of being, like a walk-on. You are in charge because you are the only thing you can control, your own thoughts, choices, actions, or behaviors. And when you take radical responsibility for yourself, you get into motion and you shift your energy, and it shifts the energy of the people around you. They see that, it gets mirrored, it gets expanded in really beautiful ways. And you're going to start to notice that the people around you shift, right? We can't change anything but ourselves. But when we change ourselves, the people around us change. And that is a magical thing. And it is a magical thing that you are the only one that can control it. You hold the magic wand. You have to be the magic in your life by taking radical responsibility for yourself, by choosing yourself, by knowing yourself, loving yourself, accepting yourself, being kind to yourself, choosing joy for yourself. It's not selfish, it's self first. And you do have an option to not be that way, but why would you choose that? Why would you want that? Why would you want a life where you're not in control of how you're choosing to behave, your thoughts, choices, actions, and behaviors? Why would you want a life where you're just letting everybody else make all of the decisions for you? It doesn't feel very good, does it? We don't want that, right? Progress is never linear. So this is why sometimes we feel like we've taken 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. Eventually you are moving forward, right? It doesn't look like a straight line. Progress often looks, like the current stock market graph, right? Progress isn't big things at one time. It's a lot of small intentional things that add up to becoming something big. Small intentional action builds up over time. That's why inside the Spark Collective, which is my community membership for people who want to lead from embodied joy, who want to know themselves and grow themselves and expand and have some accountability and some support, everything we do inside the Spark Collective can be done in 10 or 15 minutes a day, just a couple times a week, right? You get to do it when you need it, sort of in the cracks of life. Show up for yourself in the cracks of life. It's amazing because we think we have to take a lot of time to meditate, a lot of time to read, a lot of time for exercise or whatever, or it's not worth it. But anything worth doing is actually worth doing poorly. And that sounds terrible. What I really mean is a little bit of something is better than nothing. And if you're holding yourself to a standard of doing a lot of something, but you don't do it because you never have the time, you're not fucking doing anything. So do it in small, intentional, measurable steps, and that will compound. It will make a tremendous impact and difference on your life, on your business, on your joy, on your family, on your community, all of that. So these are all just some lovely practical ways for you to sort of step out of your fear and into bravery, step in to this main character energy of your life. What if you weren't afraid? What would you do right now? What would you start right now? What would you say yes to right now? if you weren't afraid? What would happen if you just started? What's the first step you could take? What's the first action? What would happen if you weren't afraid? And what if you decide you're going to just behave as if you're not afraid? Even if you are afraid, you're going to go, well, I'm going to just do it anyway as if I'm not afraid. And let's see what happens. Because I can change my mind later. I can shift later if I want. I can get information and I can reassess and reframe and get up and do it again differently. You're the only one with that power. You have to be the magic. You have to believe in the magic and you have to be the magic because it's you. You are the magic, right? Beautiful stuff. Owning your own choices unlocks freedom because it means we are no longer held hostage to somebody else's perfect, to somebody else's success, to somebody else's happiness, to somebody else's joy. Decide for yourself what those things are going to be. Set up your own metrics and just get going. Just try something. Stop sitting on the sidelines of your life and instead embrace this moment. Make this moment the right moment. I want that for you. If you are looking for some ways to show up for yourself, to expand yourself, to give yourself more opportunity, I have loads of ways for you to do that. The first one that is incredible is join me in Costa Rica in January of 2026 for the Reclaim Your Peace retreat. We have incredible all-inclusive spots for as little as $3,100. It's going to be amazing. I will tell you, when I was in Costa Rica planning this retreat just a few weeks ago, it felt as if there was a golden cord coming from the core of the earth through my body and connecting me to the cosmos. I was literally vibrating with the energy of the universe. I felt so connected to the land and also to myself. I was the universe. I was the universe and the universe was me and I could feel it. And you can literally physically feel the transformation that you're experiencing in this sacred space. And so we are creating this moment. We are craving and carving out this time for you to give yourself this gift. But if a week in Costa Rica is just not going to be possible for you, there are so many other ways. You can join the Spark Collective, which is $18 a month, and just show up for yourself in the cracks of life. 10 or 15 minutes a day, a couple times a week. You can do a subconscious reprogramming session with me. I do one-off sessions, or I do the Mind Shift Mastery, which are 6 sessions. So if there's one particular problem, one particular thing that you want to shift, one narrative you want to change, one limiting decision you want to shift, one emotion, negative emotion or thought or pattern of behavior you want to change, reach out. We can do that together. It's actually a beautiful, beautiful work, life-changing work. You can physically feel it. And I can see it when I work with people. I watch. I can physically see their changes in their face, in their mannerisms, in their body. So if you want that, let me know about that. Also human design readings, right? Human design is a modern scientific self-discovery system that's all about knowing yourself and expanding yourself. It's never changing yourself. It's never limiting yourself. It's just expanding who you are naturally designed to be in the world. Human design is amazing. So all of these things you can access on my website, vickeryandco.com. Send me a DM, send me a message, let me know what questions you have. Every Tuesday, I'm live for Ask Me Anything office hours. So ask me about subconscious reprogramming or human design or positive psychology or the books or podcasting or the retreats, or let's just chat. Maybe you just want to get to know me better, or maybe you already know me and you just want to have a conversation. Every Tuesday, 12 p.m. Central, Ask Me Anything. You can find the link to sign up for that all over my website, vickeryandco.com. I would love to have you there. It's just a nice space for us to be together and for you to sort of show up for yourself. Just like being here for the weekly live show on Thursdays at 12 p.m. Central. That's you choosing to show up for yourself, taking some time for yourself so that you can be open to inspiration and possibility and expansion and opportunity. I love that for you. I'm so proud of you. I'm so grateful that you've taken the time to show up for yourself by being here with me. And the last thing I like to do before we close out the live show is pull a Create Brave card. These are a deck of manifestation cards that are all about looking at things from a different perspective. So manifestation isn't about declaring something and it magically appears. Manifestation is about declaring something and shifting the way you show up in the world to make it appear. So the Create Brave cards are designed to help you look at things in unusual and unexpected ways. So you can get these on my website. I co-created these with my friend Rachel Swanson. She is amazing. So we'll shuffle the card. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, this is the card. That's so wild. I always shuffle cards, whether they're tarot cards, affirmation cards, oracle cards, whatever. I shuffle until the card that wants me pops out for me. And this one came out right away. So let's see what we got. Resilience. I continue to show up even when things are hard. You know, I love that this card showed up today. I feel like every week I come on this live show and I have a really specific topic. And inevitably the card that I pull is perfect for this topic. So resiliency, remember we talked about it a few minutes ago. If you were still here, then resiliency is the number one key indicator into whether or not you will be successful. And it's not about skill. It's about getting information and showing up again, but differently, doing things differently, right? It's not quitting, but doing it differently and knowing when you need to let some things go and try new things and bring things in. I love this card. And I love this right now because I'm here. I'm tired. Perimenopause is really messing with me. I have a full day today and we have the Chicago Empower Breakfast tomorrow. And I know I need to prioritize my rest, but I love being here with you for this weekly live show. And so I'm choosing to put my energy into this moment. And I am then going to choose to get some food and some hot tea and do some resting before I have some private one-on-one coaching calls later today. You can be resilient in a lot of different ways. The world feels like it is on fire. It is all in free fall. And I know we are all scared. I just posted on Blue Sky last night that I haven't slept without the help of a sleep aid since November 7th. It sucks. I don't like that. And yet I choose to take the sleep aid and go to sleep and get up the next day and do the work that I love doing, helping people discover themselves, expand themselves, trust themselves, love themselves, unwire all the bullshit that society's put on them that they don't want, that doesn't serve you. I do that work. I show up and I do my work in private coaching, in the Spark Collective, on retreats, through subconscious reprogramming and human design, all of the different ways I do that work because it matters. Because if you can shift one thing about yourself, that shifts the energy of the entire universe, of the entire world. You are part of the cosmic universe. You are powerful. You are a magician. I need you to believe in you so that we can expand collectively. So that is why I get up and I do this work every day, and it makes a difference. And I know it. And I love the work. And then I prioritize myself just like I tell you to do. I rest, I read, I take a bath, I go for walks, I go on vacation. I do all sorts of things that honor me so that I can be here to help you honor you. Resiliency. I continue to show up even when things are hard, but you show up differently. You don't show up the same. You don't do the same things that don't work. You take things apart, you unravel them. You go, oh, I don't want more of this. I want it to be like this. Let me try this way instead. So many ways to be successful. So many ways to be happy. So many ways to be joyful. Find the ones that work for you. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I am grateful. I appreciate it. You are the magic. So now you have to be the magic. Thank you so much. Take care. Hopefully I'll see you Tuesday at Ask Me Anything office hours, and next Thursday for weekly live with Heather Vickery, 12 p.m. Central for both Tuesday and Thursday. I can't wait to connect with you then. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is Heather Vickery reminding you today and every day to choose yourself bravely. Bye now.